Hi everyone, I hope you're well. My name is Andy Boswell. Looking forward to spending some time with you this evening to be talking about this particular area that I know that a lot of people have asked us to discuss: how to reduce feelings of anxiety and stress naturally, or de-stress naturally, I should say. So, like I said, a lot of people have been asking about this. Hopefully we're going to give you some value this evening. Probably a good place to start is an introduction about this. And I guess no matter what our age, our lifestyle, wherever we live, one thing all humans have in common is that we experience emotions every single day. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. And although emotions are somewhat mysterious, they can be characterized as complex internal reactions that will certainly differ from person to person. I'm sure you would agree. Each of us will experience emotions in very, very different ways, and each person will display their emotions a little differently as well. They are shaping our motivations, which can then shape our behaviour and also our way of thinking, so they can have a massive impact on our life. And our responses to emotions can have negative or very often positive effects in our quality of life moving forward. So I guess most people would call anxiety and stress certainly negative emotions. I don't think that's too much of a controversial statement. And to keep negative emotions from decreasing your quality of life, it's so important to have a healthy, or have at least one or many different healthy coping mechanisms. Some people find physical activity and exercise to be a really effective way to deal with negative emotions, where others prefer quiet reflection or meditation. And some people will use a combination of all of these activities and more as well, to deal with those negative emotions that come on to all of us from time to time. So really it's a case of finding out what works best for you. Now, for many people, it can be, and I guess, maybe if it's getting a little bit more serious for you, people find it very valuable to maybe either use some counselling or even hypnotherapy. Other people prefer to use some coping techniques that are proven to help, and some of those I'll share with you on here this evening. And other people, of course, as we advertised, are finding that essential oils, and in particular certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils, and there are lots of different grades out there, are very, very useful, and we'll certainly be talking to you about that. And that obviously ties in very much with our normal role within the company that we're associated with, doTERRA. So we'll talk about all of these. When I say all of these, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about hypnotherapy or counselling. And why I'm not going to speak about that is because I'm not qualified in this particular area. I do know many people who are. I often do some networking with people, and I know from the results that many people get some great results, certainly looking for help with anxiety and stress, certainly in the hypnotherapy field. But what I would say is speak to people that you know, or go to people who are qualified in that area. This is not an area to be taking too much chance with. So my advice is I would be speaking to people that you know who have had similar types of counselling or hypnotherapy with other people before entering into this particular area. But what I do want to spend some time with you talking about is also some coping techniques that are proven to be effective out there. Now, one particular one, which is I'd heard of before, not sure if you have, is called Catch It, Challenge It, Change It. What does this mean? Well, quite simply, and you can see it from this little cartoon, we often have thoughts and I guess thoughts, negative thoughts, anxious thoughts, stressful thoughts come into our mind. And this identifies it, and the key thing is to catch it at the start. And this little cartoon probably illustrates it very well, saying it's you two again, and this voice in your head saying there must be something wrong, or what if it collapses, or worse, that's misinterpret or Mr. Catastrophize. I'm sure most of you are aware of this internal self-talk that we often have. And this is really important that you're aware about it, because when you're aware about it, you can challenge it. So first of all, you catch yourself saying these things to yourself, or these little voices in your head, and then challenge it. Challenge those thoughts. Actually look at the evidence. Say, why should I believe you? Why should I believe these thoughts? Where's the evidence? And you know, when you identify it, that's the start of everything happening that will actually change it. Because once you've identified it, you can change your thoughts, restructure them actually based on evidence. Say, go away. This is just fight or flight. I'm in no danger. And do you know what happens when you say that and you identify it? That's the start of real change. And I guess this comes under the subject also of the conscious mind versus the subconscious mind. You'll see here that the conscious mind is only a small part, like the iceberg, above the surface, and it goes much, much deeper below the surface. And it's this subconscious mind that you need to be aware of. I learned this a long time ago, that when you actually identify these thoughts and you understand it's your subconscious mind that's actually programmed against you. Are you aware that our mind is so complex that your subconscious mind is designed, if not designed, but it works against you. And once you identify it and you say, I know who you are, I know you're my negative subconscious mind, go away, like it does in the cartoon above. Guess what? It does. So try that. Catch yourself actually thinking these things, challenge those thoughts, and then change it moving forward. So that's one technique. And some of these can be really simple as well. Simply talking with others. Human interaction is so important, particularly in this time of lockdown. And face-to-face communications is obviously much, much better where possible. And thankfully, things are opening up for us now, aren't they? On this particular side, that we don't, that we will be able to have more face-to-face communications with our friends and our loved ones. Obviously, you've got to be careful, certainly at this point, to be social distancing, of course. But even other ways, even on here, speaking on Zoom and FaceTime, and even texts and emails, there are still ways using the technology, if it's difficult for you, if you're keen for you to actually reach out and have interaction with other people. Now, on a Zoom call or a FaceTime call, I'm not saying it's exactly the same, but it's pretty damn close. And having those conversations are so important. Why not enroll on a course? When we're coming out of lockdown, enroll on a college course, or even do one online where you maybe have communication with other people as well. So I'm not saying for some people that you might find that more difficult, but it's not impossible if you're really keen. If necessary, share your thoughts with a friend or even a professional. There are plenty of people out there. There are plenty of helplines. If you're having these negative thoughts, you'd be amazed how many people will be supportive. So, there are helplines out there if you're prepared to look, of course. And also, there's a great website I came across whilst doing research for this, which is www.everymindmatters.co.uk. That's the actual NHS website. There's some brilliant material on there. Please do go and check that out after this particular presentation. Why not offer to help others for no pay? Okay, just offer to help. There's something magical about doing something for other people that really can help your own mental health and the way you feel about yourself. It feels really good to just offer help without anything being expected in return. So little things like this can make a huge difference with your health moving forward. Why not help out a friend or a family member? Maybe help them with something in their garden or something like that, or even lift something down from upstairs. Whatever it may be, just offer your help. Do something for a charity. Like I said, do it without any sort of pay being at the end of it. Just do something, like I said, one, you're doing good for them. That's a great thing to do, but also what it does for your well-being. I would highly advise, and this is one of the most important things that I would say is to do with your own mental well-being, is avoid doing nothing. There's a phrase I come across recently that says, an idle mind is the devil's playground. I would totally agree. I have to tell you a story about a particular mentor of mine called Jim Rohn. Some of you may have heard of Jim Rohn. He was the mentor for Anthony Robbins, if you've heard of him. And he was certainly a big mentor to me in business terms. And I remember him saying a story where he was asked to speak in front of a group of psychologists. And he was a businessman. It was one of his first talks. And he was asked to speak in front of this group of psychologists. And he was very nervous about this initially. And so he had his audience of psychologists. And he stood up at the front and said, "Let me tell you what I think messes most with the mind." And all these psychologists started looking at each other and thought, "You're going to tell us, Mr. Businessman, us psychologists, what you think messes most with the mind?" And he came out with the best answer I think I've ever heard. He said, "It's doing less than you can do and being less than you can be somehow messes with the mind." And this is what I'm talking about. An idle mind is the devil's playground. It gets filled with all bad stuff and all negative stuff, where if you're actually filling it and doing stuff, it will make a major difference in your mental health moving forward. Also, keep active. This is really important. Being active can help you burn off nervous energy. Now, I'm not saying it'll make all your stress disappear, but it'll make it a lot less intense. So whether you want to watch Joe Wicks in the morning or even go out for a walk each day, both myself and Sue go out for at least an hour walk every day as well. Whatever way you feel that you want to get exercise, it can make your stress certainly a lot less intense. Also, allow yourself some positivity in your life. I know we're sometimes all too hard on ourselves, aren't we? Take time to think about the good things in your life. And I know this sometimes, if you're feeling anxious or stressful, is easier to talk about than to do, but it's still very, very important. Why not each day consider what went well and try and list 3 things that you're thankful for? Because it's so easy to look and focus on the negativity without fully appreciating what we have in our lives. Maybe, and it'll be different for everybody, maybe you could be thankful for your family, a particular family member that's helped you out. Maybe some friends or a particular good friend. Have you got a good friend? Not everybody has. So if you've got that, be grateful for it. What about your relationship? Hey, it can be even things that might seem more insignificant. Maybe you've got a bike or a car. There's plenty of people in other places in the world that just wouldn't have this. That would be a huge, huge luxury. What about the great weather we're having at the moment? Having a garden or maybe even a park nearby that you can enjoy the weather. How about being grateful for being alive and breathing when you wake up in the morning? My father unfortunately lost his battle with cancer last weekend. He hasn't got that same luxury and thing that you should be grateful for. I was also grateful that he had a pretty good innings and he passed without pain. There's always something that you can be grateful for if you look for it. So allow yourself some positivity. Now, also I said, we're going to be talking to you about certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils. And we've been using essential oils on our bodies for over 5,000 years. Okay, we've been using essential oils and they're so effective in this particular environment, helping with stress and anxiety as well. It's amazing. We've been using essential oils for 5,000 years and modern medicine for around about 100 years. And people often call this alternative. But, like I said, for all of this type of thing, it's really, really good. They can be used topically, which means applying it to the skin, aromatically, which means breathing it in, and internally as well. Now, if you want, I guess most of the time as well, when we're talking about this, the majority of the time, certainly in connection with stress and anxiety, the majority of the time will be aromatic use, but it's not exclusive. It can be the other ways as well. Now, on the left-hand side, I should have said here first, that's just like a picture of a diffuser where you can actually use essential oils by filling a level in a diffuser, electronic diffuser like this, and filling a level with water, adding a few drops of essential oil, and it will generate a mist or a vapor using ultrasonic waves to actually put it into the air. And it's very important to understand that it's not just because they smell nice. I mean, they do smell great, but it also has a chemical effect on the brain, okay, in the way that we actually use it, that can actually change your chemical makeup. And this is how it can really help you with stress and anxiety and many other things too. Now, every single oil is different, okay? Every single essential oil has a unique chemical profile which gives it the certain properties and benefits. Here you'll see an example. I'm not sure why they haven't taken the top off of the essential oil here, but I guess the illustration will give you, you'll understand what we're saying. Now, it's like I said, it's really important to understand that this is a chemical process that you go through. When we breathe in the aromatic substances, or if you like, the chemical constituents within the molecules, when you breathe that in, that hits your olfactory system. As you can see here, it's got olfactory neurons and the olfactory bulb. And when it hits that system, that sends off a message to the limbic system in your brain. And the limbic system is the side of your brain that deals with feelings and emotions. And isn't that the area we want help with, or possibly you want help with, dealing with stress and emotion? So like I said, it's very much a chemical process that you go through here. And with different varieties of oils, there are different benefits that you can actually obtain. You'll see here we've got a few listed out. If it's a mint variety, these can give you very uplifting properties. Okay, if it's floral, this can be calming, so it can bring you down. If it's citrus, again, it can be uplifting. If it's maybe a tree, grass or herb variety, that could be very soothing, renewing, and give you grounding feelings, and that's really important too. Also, there are certain essential oils that have spices with them as well, and that can give very warming properties. So depending on what you need, sometimes you need to be grounded down, other times you need to be lifted up. There are certain essential oils that can be used. Here is an example of some very calming oils. You've got clary sage, eucalyptus, frankincense. Isn't frankincense one of our favourite oils that we use? If you've been in essential oils, everybody will always say that's one of their favourites. If you've not been in essential oils, you've probably heard of it through maybe biblical references. Geranium, jasmine, juniper berry, lavender, one of my favourites. I'll talk about more about that in a second. Roman chamomile and ylang ylang, all absolutely brilliant calming oils. Now, one of the ones that was my first experience actually was lavender, and it's one of the most calming essential oils out there. And like I said, my first personal experience with essential oils. When I joined doTERRA, I was suffering quite a lot with anxiety and stress, mainly brought on by our previous company that we used to work with. And I was getting a lot of tension around my neck area and my stomach muscle areas. I'd really tense up and really, you know that feeling when you get that tension. And I was finding it really hard to relax. And a colleague of mine suggested just put a drop, one single drop in your hands, rub your hands together, then cup your hands and take a minute out of your day, sit in a comfortable chair and just inhale and exhale the aroma of this particular oil. Now, I think most people know the smell of lavender, but I've got to tell you, I never knew how good this particular grade of essential oils was. He didn't really tell me the truth. He said, take a minute. Within 30 seconds, I was so chilled out. I couldn't believe it. I thought, is this stuff legal? It was so effective. And as it says here, useful for easing feelings of tension, can help promote soothing positive feelings, and helps to really create a calm environment as well, which is so important if you really are suffering from stress. As it says here, and this is maybe looks like it's a bit of an aside, but diffusing lavender in the bedroom to relax before bed. So maybe if you have any problems with sleep, this can really help, because if you don't get a good night's sleep, you're going to find that you're going to feel probably more stressful and anxious the next day as well, of course. And also add a few drops of lavender to a warm bath after a long stressful day if you prefer, to really help ease tense feelings as well. So that's lavender. And lavender's not always everybody's cup of tea, so there are different types. How about Roman chamomile? This is a brilliant oil, and it's known to have calming effects on the skin, mind and body. And as I said, we've been using essential oils for thousands of years now. And even in ancient times, the Romans used to use chamomile oil to promote feelings of calm before going off to war, believe it or not. That just shows you how long we've been using essential oils for. You can add 1 or 2 drops, if you like herbal tea, just add 1 or 2 drops of this grade, because of this grade of essential oils you can take internally. Now please do bear in mind, I'm talking about any essential oils that have what we call the CPTG standard on it, the Certified Pure Therapeutic grade. We're talking about doTERRA's ones. Many cheaper essential oils we certainly wouldn't recommend internal use. And also you can apply it to the chest area and over the heart, just for general feelings of well-being too. So when you find yourself in a bad mood, diffuse Roman chamomile to help soothe the feelings, and if you ever get those feelings of anger and irritability, of course. Now this is one of the ones that wasn't mentioned, okay, on that list of single oils, because this is what we call a blend of oils, and this is our grounding blend. So this is a bottle with, as you can see in the picture, actually more than one oil actually in it, that it's been designed to really help in this particular area, and balance is certainly one of these. It's created with a purpose, and it has been created to ground emotions, to really sort of bring those emotions down if you're suffering with stress and anxiety. And balance can ease anxious feelings and create that soothing and calming environment, encouraging really, really strong relaxation. It's got in this particular blend spruce, hoewood, blue tansy, blue chamomile and frankincense essential oil, and they've been particularly blended because they know how effective they are in this particular area. Some really high quality essential oils in this particular blend. Now it says here, apply 1 or 2 drops of balance to the bottom of your feet. This will help promote feelings of calmness and tranquility throughout the day, and also lessen feelings of stress. Now that might sound a little strange to you if you've never used essential oils. You think, well, why would I put them on the bottom of my feet? And here's the reason. On the bottom of your feet you have more pores than you have anywhere on the rest of your body. So it absorbs it much, much quicker. And not only that, it rises throughout your entire body to give you those feelings of relaxation. Okay, so it's a great place to put them on there if you've never used it that particular way. So that is doTERRA's Balance Blend. And so they're all ones that are calming oils, but these are ones that if you need uplifting, so you could use these ones if you want to lift your spirits. We have cypress, Douglas fir, grapefruit, lemon. Lemon's a great one, which I'll talk to you more about in a second. Lime, so like I said, citrus oils are great uplifting ones. Peppermint, mint ones, as I mentioned earlier, are a great one to uplift you. Also white fir wild, and also orange as well. So there's many different, and there are other ones as well. So that just sort of covers a few of these. Now lemon is one of my favorite essential oils. It's such a versatile oil that really helps in so many areas, but particularly when diffused, lemon oil provides an uplifting environment and promotes a positive mood. We don't actually use it doesn't come from the juice of the lemon, we extract it from the actual rind. But it's such, like I said, so many things this could be used, but also particularly giving you that uplifted mood. And due to the chemical makeup of this oil, it's been shown to improve mood with an energizing and invigorating aroma. If you want to diffuse lemon, just put a few drops into an essential oil diffuser of your choice. I've got one here behind me. I haven't got it on at the moment, but I've actually got lemon in that. So I use that a lot of the time, and it's really good, particularly at this moment in time as well, where you've got a lot of people at home, maybe a stressful situation, to uplift. And also as an added benefit, it's really good for cognitive ability, concentration. So if you're working at home or you've got children schooling at home, it can really help with that as well. So that's lemon essential oil. And again, this one, peppermint, another very, very versatile oil. Used for so many things, but particularly in this case, it can be used aromatically, so you can breathe it in to enliven the senses and purpose of and feeling of energy. It can be a real uplifter, also a great fatigue fighter as well. So, you know, as it says here, try placing 1 drop of peppermint oil in the palm of your hand, add 1 drop of wild orange oil, and also, and this is an extra one, a lot of people know this. If I know we have some people on here this evening who are customers of ours and are looking to find out more information, but I know we have a lot of new people as well. And if you're maybe a customer or even an advocate, you'll know the trick with peppermint and wild orange of being one that really wakes you up. But add a drop of frankincense to it. I only discovered this a few days ago, and I've got to tell you, it's dynamite. Peppermint, wild orange and frankincense, just 1 drop, and inhale by cupping your hands over your nose. And this simple little recipe is perfect for that time of the day where you might be feeling that you're in a slump. It might be first thing in the morning, midday, or even late in the afternoon. You'll know the time that you get that feeling. It's a real good one to actually use. So there's, you know, lemon and peppermint are 2 single essential oils. But also there's a blend, like there was one for bringing you down and grounding you with balance. There's also blends as well, such as doTERRA Chia, which is our uplifting blend. Okay, so if you want to be lifted up. And doTERRA Chia is made up of citrus and spice essential oil, which really contribute to its, as it says here, its warm, inviting nature. And it includes clove bud, star anise, which I love, and cinnamon bark. Now, the chemical design of this particular blend includes aldehydes and also monoterpenes, which are known to promote uplifting feelings of positivity. So it's like I said, it's very much a chemical process, and it's been designed, this particular or it's not like a natural oil. This has been designed with these particular oils in this blend to promote optimistic feelings whilst counteracting negative emotions. So, you know, you're on the right place listening to this, certainly if you are suffering with negative emotions like stress and anxiety. And if you're feeling lonely, grumpy or discouraged, Sue will tell you that I probably feel all of those at certain times. Inhale a drop or 2 from your hands and diffuse it into the air. Or like I said, use a diffuser, or just by breathing it in works fantastically. Now, we have many essential oils within doTERRA, and they can be used for many different things as well. As you can see here, we've got, this is what we call your alternative medicine cabinet. Okay, these are what we call our top 10 core oils. We have over 200 products within the doTERRA range, but these are the core 10. So I just wanted to spend a few seconds just explaining some of the other things and what they do. We've got oregano, which can be used in cooking. It's an antioxidant. It's nature's most powerful antibiotic. Melaleuca could be used for skin care, nail care as well. On Guard is for immune system support, and also frankincense that we've also mentioned as well. But they're all great for immune support, those particular ones. We've spoken about lemon, but lemon's also great for cleaning, as well as being a mood booster and many other things. Lavender, obviously it's good for, as we were saying, anxiety, but it's also fantastic for sleep. It's fantastic for cuts and burns as well. Peppermint, as well as being great for giving you extra energy, really helps you focus as well, and many other things. It's great for digestion as well. And we even have oils that are fantastic for breathing. It used to be called Breathe, it's now changed its name to Air. Anything to do with the respiratory system, and also products, oils there that are really good for the digestive system, and also muscles and joints as well. So that's just a quick whistle stop of our core 10 oils that would be used in your alternative medicine cabinet, if you like. Not only that, there are different ways to buy. You can buy from us at a retail customer, which is fine. We normally say buy from us at retail if you want 1 bottle a year. If you want 2 or more bottles a year, it makes more sense to buy from us by being a wholesale customer, because you'll save the money back that it costs you to become a wholesale customer. And this works very similar to a company that I'm sure you've probably heard of called Costco, who have these big out-of-town sort of warehouses that people often have a Costco account, meaning you can buy everything from them at a discount at wholesale price, and we have exactly the same type of thing here at doTERRA. You get a minimum of 25% off, and there's also things like discounted and shipping options and opportunities to earn free oils as well. And you can become a wholesale member just for £28 per year. That includes the carriage and includes the VAT, and you can just renew each year. It's about £18 I believe to renew, and also you get a free peppermint as well that's worth about £22. It's brilliant value. So of course you can be a wholesale customer. Other people, if you want maybe sort of certainly 3 or more oils, it's much better to join with a kit of oils. And by joining with the kit, you still get the fantastic wholesale options, but not only that, you get a much better deal by getting more oils at once. This is our Family Essentials kit. It comes with the doTERRA Essentials book, comes with a couple of beadlet sets as well, which is peppermint and On Guard beadlets, a really convenient way to take the oils around with you. But also it comes with those top 10 core oils in 5ml bottles. And this is a brilliant price as well. Just £126 gives you a big saving on all the oils, but it includes the it says £24, it's actually the £28 wholesale customer membership. That's included in the price, so you don't have to take that out to get the discounts and get this on top to get the oils. It's all in one. So it's a brilliant option, and that's a great book. That doTERRA Essentials book tells you about all of the products that we have within the doTERRA range. It's a great option. It's not the best, it's not the most popular. The most popular is this particular option. This option is called the Home Essentials Kit. Why is it the most popular option? Well, it still has the same doTERRA Essentials book, and it still has the same 10 core oils, but there's 2 differences here. One, this has the doTERRA Petal Diffuser, and that retails here in the UK, that we've been obviously mentioning that through the presentation. That retails about £50. That's included in this kit. But the big difference is it has, all bar the deep blue, 3 times as much oil than the Family Essentials kit. So you're getting the doTERRA Essentials book, you're getting the doTERRA Petal Diffuser that retails about £50. You're getting 3 times as much oil, but for less than double the price of the Family Essentials kit. Okay, that is, like I said, inclusive of taxes and also inclusive of carriage as well. That's actually a saving of over £140 than if you bought them all individually at recommended retail price. So you can see why that's such a good deal. Not only that, I've spoken to you this evening about a couple of blends. Okay, and there is the doTERRA blend in 15ml and the Chia blend in 5ml, and that's a package at just £41.50 that you can add to any of those kit options that I've spoken about if you wanted those particular ones too. So just to sort of finish off, I guess, to start your doTERRA journey today, here's just a summary of what we've spoken about. If you're interested, we hope you got some value out of the advice that we've given you about many of the helping techniques. But if you want to get hold of some of these essential oils, there's never any obligation, but we'd love you to join us. The first option is, of course, wholesale membership at just £28, includes the carriage and includes the VAT, of course, plus you get the doTERRA Essentials book sent to you. That gives you 25% off retail price, and that can go up in certain circumstances to the equivalent of 55% over time. Secondly, the Family Essentials kit, just £126 with all of those 10 core oils, the 2 beadlets, and also the doTERRA Essentials book. So that's a great kit. As I said earlier, not the most popular starting option. The most popular starting option is the Home Essentials kit, because yes, you get the book, but also you get the diffuser and 3 times as much oil, but for less than double the price of the Family Essentials kit. And of course, you've got that extra doTERRA Emotional Blends bundle that you can add to it with the Balance and the Chia as well for an additional £41.50 if you choose. So that's it for this evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you did get some value from this presentation. Please do get back to the person who introduced you to this presentation. They'll be more than happy to help answer any questions you've got. And of course, if you choose to start your doTERRA journey today with us. Thank you for watching.